Welcome to Stories That Speak Today, where we take a fresh look at old stories from the Bible and discover how they still speak to us today. I'm Alex. Thank you for stopping by. As we continue our series, Grace in the Cycle, we're exploring how God's mercy keeps meeting us again and again, especially in moments that repeat loss, disappointment, and the slow work of starting over. Today's story is called Love That Fights. It's the story of Naomi, a woman who believed her story had ended, even as God was quietly beginning something new. Naomi's life unraveled far from home. A famine drove her family out of Bethlehem and into Moab. There, she buried her husband. Then, years later, she buried both of her sons. When Naomi finally turned back toward Bethlehem, she didn't do so with hope, but with resignation. She urged her daughters-in-law to stay behind, to start over without her. One left, the other didn't. Ruth clung to Naomi, not out of obligation, but love, a stubborn, faithful love that refused to walk away. Together they returned to Bethlehem empty-handed. Naomi even asked to be called Mara, bitter, because that's how life felt. While Naomi believed God had stepped back, he was already moving. Ruth gleaned in the fields. A man named Boaz noticed. Kindness multiplied quietly. Provisions followed faithfulness. What Naomi couldn't see in her grief was this. Her story was no longer shrinking. It was expanding. Love was fighting for her future, even when she couldn't fight for herself. Naomi's story reminds us that grace often works behind the scenes. It doesn't always arrive with clarity or comfort. Sometimes it comes disguised as endurance. Sometimes as someone who stays. Grace in the cycle doesn't erase loss, but it redeems it. Naomi didn't wake up hopeful one morning. Hope found her slowly, through ordinary faithfulness and a love that refused to quit. If you're in a season where everything feels behind you, Naomi's story whispers this truth. God is still writing. Love is still at work. And grace is still fighting for you, even when you're too tired to believe it. Will you pray with me? God, thank you for staying when life feels empty. Thank you for the quiet ways you work when we can't see ahead. Help us trust that your grace is still moving, still fighting for us, even in our hardest seasons. Amen. Naomi's story is found in the book of Ruth, chapters 1 through 4. Next time on Stories That Speak Today, we'll hear another story of grace, one that rises in the middle of battle when courage finds its voice. I'm glad you were here today.